is so chilly. It's fall. It's very fall. Sweater time. Welcome to A Friday Reads, where I talk about what I read, what I'm reading, what I hope to get to next. And like a slower reading week, but I'm currently in the middle of a book I'm like a little obsessed with, so I feel excited. So this reading month's momentum is still like exactly where I want it to be. First, I did finish, I believe, one thing since we last spoke, and that is The Oleander Sword. This is my primary read for the past week. I just really liked reading it with my eyeballs. I liked immersion reading it. I liked listening to it. So that's what I did. And man, I really like this one. I think, like I said last time I read The Oleander Sword, I like the Jasmine Throne like a hair more, but I really like how every character is put into such impossible circumstances and the decisions they have to make. I love the role between religion and magic, learning more about the magic. I love the horror elements and the imagery of the magic. I was just always engaged. It didn't matter, because there's like kind of two locations in this book, to be vague, and it didn't matter which one I was in. I was just on the edge of my seat, wanting to see what would happen, knowing everything was not right. And it has some of my favorite tragic moments at the end of this. It is my type of tragedy, let's just put it that way. So yeah, I really love The Oleander Sword. And I have like 2 books that publishers sent me this past week, and one of them is the Lotus Empire, guys. So I have the e-arc, I have this physical arc, and my only struggle is we're buddy reading this for Patreon, so I should probably wait till November when people have this to pick it up. But also, I do love the audiobooks, so yeah. But it's just so pretty. I think the only thing I'm just like not quite sure I vibe with is the green spine, which I think will look fine, like red, blue, green are the 3 spine colors. But I love this. I love Priya and Malini on the cover. I do still think, well, this is Malini, Priya, pretty sure, based off context clues for what I'm seeing in this picture. But like, Bhumika, what's gonna happen with Bhumika? If you've read The Oleander Sword, you probably have similar questions, but like, has me so happy. I continued with a few stories in the Franja Pani Hotel. I actually really liked these 2. I think these 2 are my favorite so far, The Red Veil and Guests. The Red Veil is just like, I think, an amazing classic telling an unsettling story while doing a task. And then the task gets interrupted, so we're left like on a cliffhanger with the person being told the story. And then it gets unsettling, and it's just like what I think of when I think of unsettling, not a ghost story, but campfire story. The Red Veil was very good for that. And then Guests looks more like an expat in Vietnam, and I think this author does a really great job of doing that, and I just really liked Guests. It was not, I think, as horror-like as the other ones, or unsettling, but unsettling in its own way, because this main character was really unlikable. Especially for me, as someone who likes cats, and what she does to the cat. So yeah, I still have, I think, 3 stories left, so for sure on track to finish this by the end of the month. I kind of want to finish it this week, but was not in the mental health cards, and Ryan and I started playing Baldur's Gate, and I wanted to watch shows, and it's just, things happen. And then I did end up starting Juniper Thorn, and let me tell you, I know I just posted my end of the year book tag, and I was like, could a book surprise you? This is surprising me. Like, in reality, why did I buy a book that I maybe didn't think I would love? And the answer was, it was very pretty. It was in really good condition, and I really wanted it. I don't remember where I got it from, because I think the Brookline Booksmith, it didn't have like the dust jackets the way I wanted them to be. Regardless, this has that dark fairy tale energy that I eat up. Like, almost horror, but not quite. It's like, Pan's Labyrinth, The Changeling by Victor Laval. Like, it's that type of dark, unsettling, but it still has like slight whimsy of a fairy tale. I think it's thematically potentially darker than Sorcerer's Comes to Call, but I would probably group them together. So far, I'm only this far in, but I am obsessed. I think the writing style is really working for me for this book. I like the audiobook. I like physically reading it. I really like the exploration of going from being really isolated and secluded to getting to know the world, which, like, you just have this really naive young adult character getting to do that. She's like 23, but she's always been very sheltered, literally. And she gets to leave the home, and then we get to see what happens. She meets this dancer, And I don't think I understood that dance was going to be a part of this. And it's not like a big part of it, but I think this, for the first chapter, you're at the ballet, and I thought it brought the wonder of really exceptional performances to life through the lens of this character. Like, the way this character experiences the world is so lush and fun to read. And terrifying at times. Like, she has a really harsh lens because she expects everyone to dislike her. Like, I am sure she's a very pretty girl. She thinks she's so ugly. She also has no clue who may or may not be flirting with her. I also like that there is magic here. And I love that it's set, I believe. I don't think it's set on Earth. And if it is, I think it's Eastern European or Russian inspired adjacent. And it doesn't seem to have the tech of the late 20th century, but it seems to be in the early 20th century. And I think that's like a great place to put this. Like, it's so similar to like the time setting of Pan's Labyrinth. So magic can exist there, but also magic would be lesser because that's like a big theme about industrialization. And I'm really enjoying this, if you can't tell. So yeah, that's been a great time. Surprising, because I literally just started this 24 hours ago. So within 24 hours, I've read 100 pages, which is pretty good for me. So yeah. And I also have read pages, but enough to know that I am excited of The Good House by Tananari Du. The prologue was amazing, and the writing is flowing so well. Like, I don't have anything content-wise to say other than, like, it's giving me, like, yes, I would like to read you vibes. I just haven't had physical reading time yet, and I haven't decided if I want to do the audio. And when I picked up Juniper and Thorn, Juniper and Thorn, I picked it up when I was like, well, let's just see if it'll be okay, because I didn't want to, like, commit to a book I really loved when I was, like, stressed. And then it was, like, a book that helped me escape, and then I was like, I'm, like, really liking this, so things happen. But The Good House looks fun. The main character's name is Angela. I didn't notice until I was reading this book that I don't read a lot of books with the main character's name is Angela, and it's third person. It's not going to be that jarring, but it was one of those things where I was like, how did I not know the main character's name in this book was going to be my name? Like, how did I miss that? So yeah, that's exciting. I'm very excited about my next two reads, which Juniper and Thorn and The Good House. Should be really, really fun. I also got in the mail, this is the new book, guys. It's Usurption. It's the third book in the semiosis interference world. And now it's like, if I really like this book, I feel like I have to get the other ones in hardback, because I was just, like, I asked for a physical copy, and I guess it's hardback. I was expecting a paperback. I'll be quite honest, but I'm excited. Oh, and it's such a pretty blue. I have no idea what this one's about. Let's see. I'm trying not to spoil the first books. Oh. So, the first book, we go to a planet. We set up shop. We see what happens. The second book, Earth sends people to this planet to see what's happened. This book, that planet, I think, is sending people to Earth. Oh, that's fun. Yeah, so I am terribly excited to give this a go. I don't think I'll get to it this month, because I think this next week it's reasonable for me to finish the Franja Pani Hotel and Juniper and Thorn and The Good House. Like, that feels attainable, especially because this weekend we're going to Pittsburgh. So we're presumably going to be doing stuff, but I'm hoping to get some books. I have a couple books I'm looking for. I'm looking for the new short story collection by the author of Our Share of Night, and there's one other one that I'm looking for that I would love to get, but I can't remember it now. So am I really looking for it? I know for sure I'm looking for that short story collection. So if I see it in the wild, I would love to snap it up. But that's generally where I'm at. And in terms of Baldur's Gate, we're really not that far, but I am playing a Dragonborn sorcerer, which is fun because in Dungeons & Dragons, I've never gotten to play a sorcerer. I will say, per usual, Dungeons & Dragonness for me, which I didn't know Baldur's Gate is like just straight up D&D. Who knew? I mean, I really didn't. Like, and I know D&D 5th edition. Like, that's what I played in college all the time with my friends. So I'm, like, teaching Ryan all the stats and stuff. It's like, oh, this means you get to roll 2 dice and you'll get the highest. You know, like, all the stuff. And it's like, you can use that, but you won't be able to refresh it till this. You know, it's interesting because he's played a lot of RPGs and JRPGs. But, you know, each one always has its slight different rule set. So I happen to just know the rule set for this one. But what always happens to me in Dungeons & Dragons is I am always the straight character by accident. Like, I try to make chaotic characters. I try. But then the party is just so scattered and not focused. They need a planner, and I'm always the planner. And this has happened here. And also it's fun because Ryan and I both have not really played multiplayer games. And so we're both learning how to navigate that space. He has accidentally gotten into 2 battles without me so far. It did not go well. So it's just a little clunky setting up each multiplayer session because like I'm not like the main player. So like all the NPCs are with him initially, and we like to have each of us having one of the NPCs and stuff like that. So, but that's been really fun. Like I said, we're going to Pittsburgh. I've been having fun with fall stuff. The cats are currently doing well. We also just got like some new furniture for the living room, which makes me excited. Like old furniture, like from Facebook Marketplace. So that makes me happy. Yeah, I'm currently in a good place. Just right now, we're in the space before going on the trip, so I'm trying to get all my shit done. So I'm a little like, I have so many things to do, but I also just want to read this book and go on a walk. So I'm probably going to do that too. And that's what's also fun. It's like every day I go on a walk, I see more leaves change, and it's just been a very autumnal time, guys. Just like super fun. So yeah, that's my plans for this upcoming week. What are you reading, doing, watching? If you just want to leave an emoji to let me know you're here. I already had you guys leave a Juniper and Thorn emoji earlier this week. But it's so good. Let's leave either a house for the good house, or you can leave a berry for Juniper and Thorn. And that's how we'll go with it. Otherwise, like if you liked it, subscribe if you want to, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.